Morning everybody.
Morning.
Pat there.
Cleaning the grill.
Cold night last night. Yeah, we actually tried something new last night. I put up where if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you.
Here.
Where?
Here.
Yeah, up there.
And at this side.
And up there.
They put a bungee across.
Put a bungee across, and we have like a cover, duvet type cover, and we put it across to close the cab off from the lounge last night, because this floor here just gets really freezing cold. And this morning, for the very first time, I've never ever seen condensation on the front windscreen before. I'll show you. Oh, look at that. Well, that condensation on there. We never normally have that. So that, it did make a difference, didn't it? I think it did keep it warmer in.
Quite hard to remember, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never known that before though.
No.
So, I don't know about that idea then. Yeah. Somebody, I didn't know whether they were having a go at me. A subscriber says I need to do a review of a film called Jack, with Robin Williams in it. It's about a guy that he was born with a disease that made him age 4 times as fast as everybody else. He was 40. When he was 10, he looked like a 40-year-old. And Robin Williams played. It's a true story, based on an actual person. I thought he's having a go at me. I don't think he was. He actually wants me to watch this film and do a review of it. Thinks it'd be fun to get my opinion on it. Wow. Well, I'll have to see if I can watch it on my computer. I don't think I can get it on the telly. Well, no, I can't get it on the telly. Whether I can get it on YouTube or whatever, I don't know.
Should have asked you to do that when you were at Tracy's, really, because she got more channels.
Yeah, if I were at Tracy, I might have had a better chance of doing it, watching it. But I'll have a look. I thought of a story for you and all. When we had a tent, we started out with a tent. We went to a campsite near Elmsley. The guy who run this campsite wasn't very friendly, and he put us in this field. I don't think even the grass had been cut in this field he put us in. There was nobody else in there. And we set the tent up, probably for the first time. I think we'd practiced it at home, but first time we camped in it. We set it up and then we took the car and drove off to Elmsley. I had to walk round Elmsley and walk back, and then drove back. When we got back to the tent, it was covered in flying ants. What it flying ants?
Yeah.
Absolutely covered in flying ants. No way could I have just stayed there. So we unpegged it and tried to move it. We just literally lifted it up and moved it to the other side of this field, and they just followed us, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we just finished up. We just packed the tent back up again, put it in the car, and drove off. And thought we headed towards Whitby. And as we were driving from Helmsley to Whitby, it were about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just turned pitch black. It were almost like night. I've never seen aught like it. And we were driving over the top, and the rain started coming, and it talk about heavy rain. It was majestic, well, the rain. And when we were driving over the top from like Pickering to Whitby,
You said to me, shall we just go home?
No, I wasn't gonna go home. I didn't want to go home. I didn't say that. I didn't say that because I didn't want to give in. What we did, we arrived in Whitby, and it was flooded. It was like a river flowing down Main Street in Whitby. We went to a site, that one between Whitby and Sands End, and was somebody driving out, and they said it was full. They were full, and we started ringing round, and everybody says, you can't come, we're flooded. We're just flooded out. So by this time we were pretty hungry, and I remember seeing passing a fish and chip shop, restaurant, Staines, was it, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Just on the edge of it. So we drove back to this fish and chip restaurant and had fish and chips, and trying to work out what to do next. And we were undecided about going in a bed and breakfast, and I didn't want to give in. So I said I'd seen brown signs with little tents on them, camping sites. So I said, we'll just follow them and see if we can get on somewhere. Anyway, we did follow one in Whitby, and it took us to this site, and fortunately it was tiered. It was in the middle of Whitby. It was a tiered site, so the water had sort of run off, so they did have a space available, which we pitched up on it. And that was it was that night I found out that seagulls don't go to bed. They all night long they were screeching. I'm sure they were sat on top of our tent. It sounded like they were anyway. All through night, seagulls screeching. This site were in a mess anyway. It was pretty muddy. I remember we went down to a pub in Whitby that night, in as wellies, and we had these capes, waterproof capes. Do you remember?
Yeah, the
green waterproof capes. And we went down to a pub and had a drink in a pub, didn't we?
Yeah.
Is that the story? I think that's it, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
I remember
we
going.
came back, it rained, didn't we? It was on old side, wasn't it, of Whitby?
Yeah.
This hill, it sort of went down to river bit. And the following morning, when we got up after this night of seagulls screeching, we went to washrooms, and they were just filthy, weren't they?
Mud.
Absolutely filthy with mud.
Mud. But people had trailed in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah.
Felt sorry for owners, really.
Yeah. Yeah, well, at least they kept it open.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was bad, that day. with all that rain. I mean, lightning and thunder. It was horrendous.
Yeah, it was.
But we were determined we weren't going back home.
Yeah, we were.
We wanted a break.
I'll tell you what, that wasn't the worst. I remember we moved up from a tent to a small folding camper. Wasn't a Pennine, wasn't that one, it was the other one. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now. But it were only a small one. It just had a seating area with a kitchen at the end of it, and then the beds folded out on either side of it. And when you had to fold it back up again, you totally exposed the kitchen to the outside elements. It wasn't all covered as you were folding it up, like the Pennine one that we got after that. This one, oh, and we went to Robin Hood's Bay, and the day we had to leave, it slung it down, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we had a big awning up on end of it and all. So we had to take the awning down first. Do you know there were a couple in a caravan watching us, an old couple, weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh God, they must have thought
we were crackers.
this poor couple. Because when we'd got the awning down, I mean that was bad enough, but folding the camper up in this rain, well, we had to bite the bullet and totally exposed the end of it where the kitchen was, and rain just poured in, everything was wet through. We were wet through. At one point we were sat in half of the camper, and it was the rain, it was like bowing down with weight of water above us. We were just sat there wondering what the hell to do next. But eventually we just said, well, we're just going to have to do it. And we had to finish it off in this pouring rain, and we were wet through.
We had these green capes on again. We must have looked mad.
Yeah. And I remember when we were driving back, we called in at this garden centre place, and they had a stove.
It were a little cafe, wasn't they, inside?
Yeah.
There was this stove, and we just stood in front of it, didn't we?
This wood-burning stove.
Steam were coming
You could
off.
just see all the steam coming off us. We were that wet.
Yeah.
We had to, the following day we had to undo the camper and dry it all out.
Yeah. It were a bad design.
Yeah.
Because you had to fold the canopy in and expose the kitchen area, didn't you?
Yeah.
And because it was just throwing it down, it was just running into kitchen area.
We were really nervous after that
were.
about
Oh.
having to put it up and take it down. It rained, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were paranoid about the weather
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. Well, all campers. I mean, we had two. The next one we got were a brilliant camper,
Yeah.
weren't they? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it was lovely. It really was. It was just, if you wanted to put the canopy up at the front, it was very hard work.
It was hard
We were
work.
like lobsters when we'd finished.
You need to be young to have one of you can't have one of them when you're old.
No. It was lovely.
It was beautiful. I loved towing it. I loved having it. Used to attract loads of attention, didn't it?
Space in it was great.
People didn't know what it was when it were all set up.
No.
Yeah, it was an amazing thing. Yeah.
That were better. That didn't get, because it folded differently, didn't it?
Yeah.
It folded in from ends, from beds.
The interior was never exposed to the rain.
No.
The outside elements when you were folding it up. Yeah.
It was just, as we were getting a bit older,
It was hard
It seemed
work,
difficult.
yeah, and your season was short because
Yeah,
in the winter it was so drafty,
yeah.
and also when it was windy, it used to flap. You know, although it was thick canvas stuff, material that it were made from, it used to make a noise when it were windy.
And Trevor's a bit of a light sleeper,
Yeah, just
so
keep you
it
awake.
kept him awake.
And you could hear all external noises really
Yeah,
loud.
Yeah. Beautifully soft beds though.
Oh.
They were really comfy,
Well,
weren't they?
one were a king size and the other were a double.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were, and proper mattresses. They were brilliant beds.
They were.
I had best night's sleep in my life in them things.
Yeah. As long as it were quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did have a toilet and sink in there, didn't it?
Yeah,
As well
it did.
as an oven and all that.
It was all fully equipped.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't have a shower. It had sort of an outside shower, didn't it? But we never used it. We never used that shower.
It didn't have a shower, did it?
No, no,
No.
no. And it were a fold-down sink,
Yeah,
which
you don't like.
No, it wasn't as good as I wanted it.
It did fold down over the toilet, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because you lifted a back panel in, didn't you? Somehow.
You know, I can't remember
Folded it up.
how
and
we
it
did
were a
it.
back panel.
It was a cunning thing. The way
Where you folded it all out.
it had to be done in a specific order. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing piece of kit.
In them days, that were when we went on sites that had showers, weren't it?
Yeah, we did. Well, we were working.
The
We had
last
the money.
time we took it out, it were at that, oh dear. Boston Spa? No,
Boston Spa.
not Boston Spa.
I don't know what you're
We
referring.
took it to that place that was shutting down. They were stopping doing
No, Bainbridge. In
Bainbridge?
Woodall Spa.
Woodall Spa, that's it, yeah. Bainbridge. They were putting log cabins on, weren't they, instead?
That were expensive though, were that
Caravans. Oh,
place.
it were expensive, but it
had a
were
swimming
good
pool.
site, and it had a swimming pool, which, because we took Alethea with us, she loves swimming. It were ideal because you didn't have to go anywhere, did you? You could just hang about there, go to club and
It had a little shop
shop. Yeah, it had a shop
on the
and
park.
little place where you could go and eat and get a drink. And this swimming pool. I mean, she was just learning to swim once. Well,
Yeah. Well, it was the first time she'd ever been in a pool. That's when Tracy found out she loved swimming.
yeah,
And she was like, she
Yeah.
had gills.
yeah.
Yeah.
After that, she got all her certificates for swimming, didn't she? Right
Yeah.
up to life saving.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's been since.
No, she did a life-saving certificate and she ain't been since.
No. Funny that.
Ah, right.
There you go.
That's it. Well, we've got to go and get your tablets today. It's tried to snow this morning.
All right.
That
I've got
is
to wash
stopped.
up, yeah.
We've got supposed to be going to get past one tablet that they missed off. So we've got to go and get it. All right. So we'll see you later. Bye.